So by the way, just to clear here, we don't create stories with AI. We do the production with AI.
Instagram and TikTok are already there. So what makes DashReels different from them, and like why?
So we are building a platform where any type of a creator, whether prosumer, producer, to an individual creator, to a movie maker, anyone can come, use the tool, publish to our platform, and then earn through it. So we are actually trying to reduce the gap between your creativity and reality. And when I say that AI is helping you produce this content, consumers actually care about great stories.
Like what makes Dashverse better than maybe 3 or so?
So,
welcome to the another episode of Tech Talks. This is Siddharth from AI Media House, and today we have CTO and co-founder of Dashverse, Soumyadeep, with us. Hi Soumyadeep. So I'll cut it and start directly. I want you founded Dashverse in 2023 along with other two co-founders. So you worked previously at Udaan also, which is like marketplace. So I wanted to know what was the motivation behind finding the company, and what was the mission back then?
Sure. So my background has been mostly around deep tech and AI, or actually robotics is what I started with, right? So from there, as I was running the robotics team at Udaan and their infrastructure team also. So after that, once it was at a state where I was looking for the next thing, I realized I was looking at what to do. And one of the things that so there were two things that I realized at that point of time. One, it was early days of generative AI, but being in robotics and computer vision all my life, I could see that, okay, something with images and image generation is getting possible, and it's a great place to be to build something. That's one. The second is my co-founders, specifically one of them who's my school friend. I know him since 2008, I think, 7, right? And he is also my flatmate, all of my Bangalore life and all. So they were looking at making content with AI because they came from Pocket FM and they wanted to make visual content with AI. And I was trying to think around what to build around generative AI, visual space, and more in a tooling space. And since we were there, we decided we should probably start together. And that's when we started what we called Dashtoon then, which was a consumer app where you could consume Webtoon/Dashtoon, which is vertically scrollable comics. And then there was a Dashtoon studio, which is to create comics. And the idea was to make a ecosystem where people create with Dashtoon studio, publish to Dashtoon, and earn through it, and that flywheel. So we did that, and that's what we started with.
Okay. So how did Dashtoon perform, and how were creators getting revenue from there?
Sure. So very interestingly, Dashtoon performed really well. Over the last, since we started over 2 years, we increased a lot of scale. We still have a lot of scale in US because comics was a market that worked better in US. So we were marketing in US and we scaled till a point. And then we very quickly realized that one of the reasons we started Dashtoon or with images was less to do with our love for it, more to do with that was possible with technology then. And the moment we felt that video becomes possible, video is a larger market, more attention, more engagement, everything was bigger. So we decided we are gonna quickly launch video also, which is what in early this year, something around March, April is when we launched this app called DashReels. And because it was video, we launched India because we were in India and it's easier to understand your consumer. And that, which is what is scaling super fast. And as we speak, we are also building similar with the same thesis that people will create, publish to DashReels and consume. And for this, the creation tool is called Frameo, which is in early beta right now. You can try it out, but all the full-fledged production that we want to do and what everyone will be able to do will be launched in a month or two.
So I wanted to know, when Instagram and TikTok are already there, so what makes DashReels different from them, and why will consumers move to DashReels?
Sure. So our understanding has been that short drama, micro drama, drama shorts, this is what the category is being called these days, right? Is a similar fashion as TikTok, Instagram and TikTok, but it is serialized in nature. What does that? What that does is it brings more predictability in the consumer's expectation, and which also is converting to far more engagement time in these formats than Instagram and TikTok. For example, Instagram and TikTok, every swipe is a Russian roulette that you're gonna get a new type of content. It can be very different, right? Because that's how those platforms have been created, like pure short video platforms. Whereas what we are seeing is that with these micro drama format, it is like a short video. Like every scroll gives you a dopamine hit. It gives you some satisfaction and something, but it's also serialized. So there is more engagement with the characters, with the story, and the story stays for like 60-70 minutes, and then you finish a session. So the engagement on one is far deeper, and the adoption by users has also been really great. Like I think till now, I think if my numbers are correct, all apps in India combined are has done more than 200 million downloads on this format, just for the format.
Like the AI video segment is very new.
Right, AI is new, whereas the format, like so. First, even the format is 2 years old.
Yeah.
But AI is what we are bringing into the picture. That we are saying that because this format looks so much closer to an Instagram and TikTok, right? And with AI becoming big and we able to unlock creators with Frameo, we will bring that a lot of creators who could not do a live action production, who had stories in their mind, and they can make these production quality videos with our tool and publish to DashReels, and then they can consume. So we are building a platform where any type of a creator, whether prosumer, producer, to an individual creator, to a movie maker, anyone can come, use the tool, publish to our platform, and then earn through it.
So like what made you take the bet that people are going to consume AI generated content? Like it's a big bet to take on, like where like people love like human beings on the other side of their video.
So the way we think is that consumers don't care whether it is AI generated. So by the way, just to clear here, we don't create stories with AI. We do the production with AI. Our tool helps you tell your stories with AI. So we are actually trying to reduce the gap between your creativity and reality. We're not trying to take away any creator's creativity. So, and when I say that AI is helping you produce this content, consumers actually care about great stories. Often great stories have become limited by production budgets, availability of these actors, that, operations and all of that. What the tool or AI enabled tool helps you do is that get rid of all of them. You can tell your story the way you want to do. And that is what we saw. And like, of course, we have also had a question, would consumers accept it or not? So we have been creating our content in-house also. So one of our shows, which we launched, I think a month back, Raftar, it has already seen more than 1 million payers watching it already. And it was fully created with our tool, with the story written by a human, but fully produced using AI.
Okay. So like coming to tech, I wanted to know like what's the tech stack of Dashverse, like which models are you using? So like on Instagram also we have seen a lot of videos popping up generated by VO3, which has like native voice capabilities as well. So can you reveal your tech stack?
Sure. So like one of the core parts about the way we built our tech is that we are not building it for like a 30-second, 15-second or 20-second video, which is what all other players are doing, because of course Instagram and YouTube Shorts and TikTok is big enough, so they are chasing that market. That's fair, right? What we are trying to do is we are trying to do long form storytelling, which means that 60 minutes, 70 minutes, maybe more, right? So, and in that, the challenges that come are slightly different. For example, the need for consistency is very high. Like if you're trying to create an image with you again and again, it needs to look like you, and no generative AI model till now can do it, right? The second part that we focused heavily on is that controllability. For example, if you want a room with we sitting like this exactly, like getting that exact thing is very hard with any kind of a image model, right? It will give you like this, me like this, and then you have to probably choose from it. But a creator wants full control. A good creator wants that, okay, I have thought of my frame like this, it has to be like this. So these are the two core modalities around which our tech stack has been built. So what we do is that we fine-tune models, we fine-tune certain base models on the image side, we fine-tune image models in order to enable these two core functionalities, which is consistency and controllability. Once this gets solved, right? And which is what our base models do. We use animation models from which are available like a VO3 and all for video. But our core tech is around these base image models that we fine tuned for two big use cases: consistency and controllability.
Okay.
And then we use image models, and then we are building an entire agentic platform, which is what you would see in Frameo, so that you don't have to think a lot around the tooling framework, what tool to use, what model to use, why to use, what model is good when. All of this we are abstracting out from the user. I'm like, you think your story, we will help you tell your story, and we will handle all the technicalities you care about your story.
So like what makes Dashverse better than maybe VO3 or Sora?
So we are actually not competing with a VO3 or Sora because they are models.
Yeah.
We actually use those models. As those models get better, we will get better.
Okay.
Right? So what we actually do better is that we understand the creator's needs better. We understand that what long form storytelling entails better. We understand that a character needs to be consistent across 100 images. We will make sure it will happen for you, for the creator, using any tool available in the world, including our image model. So right now we feel our image model is the best out there for consistency and controllability. Tomorrow someone else can come. We will just replace that. That's our core expertise, is understanding the creator's journey and making sure the gap between creator's thought and their reality is minimized as much as we can.
Okay. So like we discussed about models, so I wanted to know more on compute side as well. So like generating videos require a lot of GPUs and compute as well. So how do you manage this side of the thing? Like are you using cloud services or you have your own servers as well?
Right. So way I divide the tech stack here on the GPU side is inference and training, right? So for training, the way is that we buy out or we do a long-term commitment with any of the GPU providers across India and the world. And I had a 1 million commitment on GPUs, and then that's what we did. And we had 32H100s, and we did most of our fine tuning, and the core tech has been built on that. That's our training stack. Inference, we mostly use cloud providers, and we enable and we host it on any of the cloud providers. But because our model is custom, our inference is also a custom pipeline.
So training, you have your own H100s.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So and wanted to know who are the target audience for the videos for?
So right now, one of the things that we knew or we understand is that target audience is for the content. So the type of content you make, the target audience, you find that kind of a target audience. So today, the type of content that we are making, at least for DashReels, appeals a lot more to tier 2, tier 3 India because they were underserved, and they are the easiest to target at this moment, and everyone, including all microdrama, is targeting them at this moment because that's the kind of content that we are making, and that's what is the highest adoption that we see.
So lately many parents are advising their children to cut down their screen time. They're already addicted to I think short videos. So as a startup, I wanted to ask what value you feel are you adding to the community?
Sure. So firstly, most of our content is not for kids, right? Because we are more around a replacement around a daily soap than for a short video. But we are filling up the filling time, that the free time that people were filling with a short video. From a kid standpoint, I think the best that we are doing at this moment is enabling our creation platform. And soon as there are more creators, they will create whatever the content that they want. And then there would be content which is more educational, which is more targeted to kids. Some creators will make and kids can watch that. So storytelling becomes much easier with a video in the video format, right? And with short video and creation not having any kind of a bar, like you can make animation now, you can make any kind of a cartoon now, educational videos now. So that just unlocks so much more learning also. So that's what I feel is also a big space to be.
So besides entertainment, are you looking at other use cases as well? Maybe education in school or something like that?
Not at this moment. But like we need to, like we're still like a Series A funded startup,
Yeah.
so we need to grow till a point after which we should look at other content formats and other genres. That's how we look at, like, education is a new genre of content. So maybe someday, not anytime soon.
Yeah. So you mentioned about Series A, 30 million from Peak Swift. So I wanted to know, like, how do you plan to spend that money, and like, what is your priority right now?
Yeah, so most of it is technology development, right? Because while models are improving, but as I said, the core stack for long form storytelling is something that very, very few people in the world are even understand, because they don't do production themselves. So the most of the fundraising actually goes in behind in building this technology. Like at least 2 million is for the GPUs, and then there are like hiring top talent. So most is around technology and inference. This is like probably 70% of our
Like how
expense.
how difficult was it to convince the VCs, like, and how did they get on board?
I would say it isn't as difficult if you are shooting for such a large problem. Like one of the things that we learned in our journey is that if you're shooting for a very large problem and they think you have a chance at it, like that's not a very hard problem that VCs are not willing to invest. I think their entire job is to invest. So the only thing that you have to do is make sure you have a compelling enough an argument.
Okay, so like, can you explain your organization, like how many team members you have, and like what departments are there? Like, do you write script using AI, or like they're written by humans? And like, how is the process of video editing? Like, and like, do you use like Adobe Premiere Pro to stitch videos? Like, how's the process, like from scratch to from final draft of script to the final output?
First question is how our org is. So our org is practically like any other consumer business org. There is a product and engineering, there is marketing, and there is a content. So content's job is to make sure that what content to be made, and then to make that content, and that helps us give feedback to product and engineering for the tooling. There is marketing, which whose core growth is to grow as fast as you can, get as many consumers, and they also use the tooling to grow, because most of our marketing content is also built using the tool. Right, and then there's product and engineering, which is two parts. There is a consuming and creation. So that's the high level product, our high level organization. And we are like around 30 people across this, like outside the creators. These are all people who are employees. Otherwise, there are many creators also who sit in the floor below and the floor below also. So there are many creators also that we have on contract. Coming to the second question, which is the process. So most of the heavy lifting happens on our tool, which is image generation, animation, video, putting it on a timeline, editing it, image editing. Often like you need to do some iterations. You have your taste bar that you want to meet when you create. So most of the 80 to 90% of the flow happens on our tool, where all of these things happen. Like there is a timeline of images, animation, and then editing also, that 3 second, 5 second, 7 second, 10 second, whatever that editing needs to be. Most of it happens on on our tool, which is 80%. Then there is a post-production that you download this, and then there are things that you want to do which our tool doesn't support at this moment. Is like things like an overlay. Like you want to show in Raftar, for example, you want to show a rank list of a F1 race happening, right? So that's a post thing, right? You want to do some. Those things are happen on post-production in whatever tool the creator is comfortable with. We don't follow as much where they do these things, right? Mostly, maybe Adobe Premiere Pro, but that part, only the post-production part, to some extent happens outside. Everything else is on the tool.
Recently, news came that OpenAI is also helping AI animated film creators to be like made using AI and using their models. So, how, as a founder yourself, like, what opportunity do you see in the like AI film market, and how big is this market?
In animation or generally AI
movie market?
Entertainment is very large as a business, right? And I very, very strongly see that this entire entertainment industry will grow more, because there will be more creators, and then because there are more creators, the market will grow, and also the current market will get far more penetrated with AI already. And with OpenAI doing it clearly means it's a large place to be.
So like, how do you currently monetizing your plan? Like, I believe with AI, like it will democratize creativity. So like, how do you plan to like make money? Like everyone can make their own film and put it on internet.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. We actually we do want that more people make these whatever short movies or whatever the content that they want to make, they can make with our tool and publish to DashReels. The way we monetize is we want to ideally monetize consumption. The DashReels as a platform will be the largest short drama platform in the world, and then most creators will then publish to DashReels and they will earn through that. They will earn through DashReels and DashReels will earn through DashReels too. So that's how we want to work.
You are earning through subscriptions.
Yes, correct.
So do you have any numbers right now, like how many subscribers are there?
So those numbers are not public yet. We would probably do it sometime soon.
Okay. And like, how do you hire talent in India? Like, do you find any challenges to hire talent, good talent in India, like with particularly around AI?
So interestingly, like the younger talent in India who have just who've been in AI like 3-4 years, there I think we have a fair amount of depth, and which is not where I face much issues. Like they are really good, and we have enough younger talent in India. But if I look at slightly experienced folks, like around 10 year experience, 15 years experience, that density is lower in India, which is why we actually have from US, UK also. So like we do that. Like we have a very, very like where the talent is, we go there.
Okay. And I wanted to know, like, can your content be published on other platform as well later on, maybe in future?
So from Frameo, if you create, if you publish to DashReels, we will subsidize it for you. But if you download and publish to other places, we are open to it. But then you have to pay at least the creation cost to me, because that creation is also a cost for me, at least today when AI is slightly more expensive.
Yeah. So like, why microdramas or not any other format?
Right. So mostly because it is a new format. It is where everyone is. It's a new, highly adopted by consumers format, and it looks closer to a phone consumption, which is a larger market. So like it felt like the best format to disrupt this entertainment or media businesses with.
So like in the last 2 years, like what have been the major challenges and how the company overcame them?
Yeah, so the hardest challenge even now, like not just in 2 years, is that the quality of content that is possible with AI, that still has a journey to get to. Like for example, if I mean my holy grail is like a movie like Inception or or a Dune, right? And I want to make that with AI, right? So there is a journey there, right? And that journey is the hardest problem. Every moment, like the way I look at it is that, okay, how do I get to the next level? These are the two things that I need to unlock from a model level, from orchestration level, from a whatever tooling level, whatever I do, and then see if creators can do better with that. And then I keep chasing that, and then keep pushing my expectation. Like for example, making an avatar, for example, should be much easier with AI, but it's not. It's still not. But that is the biggest gap and the biggest set of challenges that we face, that like we are pushing technology and we are at the bleeding edge of technology. How much more can I push with the capital that I raise?
Okay. And like I think AI music is already here. Like people have accepted them also. Like every time a new song comes into the market, so like maybe Kishore Kumar or Dafi Kumar, like their version is getting viral and people are loving it. So I wanted to know from you, like when we'll have a full AI generated movie which like people consume it and it will go viral. Like do you have any timeline?
It's very hard to say, because like generally music or any form of entertainment going viral, it's not a repeatable playbook and it's not even a predictable thing as much. But what we know is that when people like something goes viral, and people genuinely like when a creator creates with a lot of passion and thinking about the consumer in place. What I do feel is that fully automated AI generated audio, video or movies, that is not how what humans resonate with. The stories have to be human. Like the music has to have an emotion into it for it to go viral.
Yeah.
So there has to be a creator behind the AI to really create amazing art pieces.
Yeah.
So very hard to say when something will go viral, but I do think enough people are trying, including us, to make type of content that goes. We actually have a lot of content on Instagram that goes viral that we have created. So right, but it is a human that sits behind it. It's not like a fully AI generated.
So, like, as a founder, like, what's your biggest fear right now? Are you afraid that this market might get saturated? Like, you took a big bet, like, people get bored of AI content. Like, is there any fear?
I don't think entertainment is an ever increasing business, and like we have no fear on if the market gets saturated. That's for sure. I think the only fear would be that we are not growing fast enough, and someone else beats us to building the first AI micro drama business.
Okay. So, like, how's the process of that 100 microdramas going on? Like, how's it shaping up?
Pretty good. As I said, like we want to like the path to that has to be very non-linear, right? Right now we are making like 10, 15, I think, are happening right now as we speak, and we want to give the tool to in October to some more people, and in November to some more people. So the path has to be very non-linear is how we see it. Like we'll start with 10, 15 right now. We quickly jump to 50, and by December we want to get to 100 per month.
So, are you planning to collaborate with any studios in India, like Mumbai based?
Yeah, everyone. We will once we are ready to go with our tool. We will collaborate with everyone available.
Like you mentioned about daily soaps, so like
Correct. Yeah, we are already in touch with fair amount of like media, like already producers and directors who want to come and build with AI, build their own micro dramas and everything. It's just waiting for a product to be at a shape where we can give it to them.
So okay, so like, right now they haven't experienced your product, or have they?
They've tried it, but there are certain things that we do in-house that are not on the product yet. So we are building that.
Like I wanted to know like the initial response, like how they like.
Pretty good. I think even if you try it right now, like you would see that like at least in things like an anime style or a very unique styles, you will be able to get really good videos already with our tool. What we need to unlock is far easier to use, one, and second, unlock what we already have in-house with Indian realistic style.
Okay. And like the focus is more on animation or realistic videos?
For India, realistic.
Realistic.
Right. We go back from who the consumer is. If the consumer wants in realistic, then we do realistic. If we think the consumer wants, I don't know, some other style, we'll do that style. Like we can go change styles like with a flip of a switch, right? Because like our entire stack understands every part of it. That we know what the character looks like, we know what the shot will look like, we have all of that. So we can just shift styles any day, the day we decide that, okay, this is what the consumer wants, or this is the consumer in this specific geography wants something, we can do that anytime.
So I went to Google I/O event, I think 2 months ago.
Right.
So I think you had a stall there as well.
Correct.
They announced Google is backing you. So I want to know like what role Google is playing in your journey. And
yeah, so like we are probably one of the largest users of Veo3 in India, at least right now.
Okay.
So like a lot of we have very close tie-ups with Google where we give them a lot of feedback around their models. What do the creators want? Like because we have creators all the time with us, right? We have that feedback loop with them also, and how they can help us and what we can help them with. So we have a very fairly close tie-up with Google.
And like what's the bigger plans with Dashverse, maybe next 5 to 10 years? Like where do you see the company?
Yeah, we'll probably be, the intent is to be the largest media house in the world, because we will have all the creators who are trying to create. And that's how, like if you have the creators, we'll have the consumers. So that's the intent.
I think that's it. And yeah, thank you so much, Soumyadeep, for your time. Like it was very nice.
Thanks, Siddharth, for having me. Hope this was useful for someone.